adventure. We've got an exciting episode for you ahead. Here today is your host, Erin Hicks.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Today we are going to be learning how to put scuba gear together. This is Gearing Up for Adventure and I am your host, Erin Hicks. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need three basic pieces of equipment. We've got the air tank right here. We have our regulator, this is what we breathe out of, and then this is our BC. I'm just going to explain a little bit about what each equipment does. So first of all, the BC, this stands for buoyancy compensator. This you're going to wear it the whole time. You can inflate it with air right here, and also deflate it with air. This gets you to the surface, and it also lets you sink to the bottom. I'm going to show you around here. On the back side, we have little straps, and these straps are what hook on to the air tank. And so first, we're going to loosen them up. And then right around here, we have a little handle. So we're going to take it, and we're going to bring it right over here to our air tank. Now on the air tank, there are two different sides. There's a flat side right here, and there's also a curved side. The flat side is what's going to be facing the BC. It's going to be facing the back of your head. So we're going to go ahead and take it, and it's already loose. And I'm just going to turn this around so you guys can see the straps. Okay. So now, we put the BC on and slide it all the way down. You're not going to go all the way to the bottom. It's just going to stop right here, kind of where the BC is, because if it's too tall, then it's going to hit the back of your head, and that's pretty painful. So once you have it set, then you're going to take the strap right here, lock it in, like so. Make sure it's good and tight. And then I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. All right, so now we have our BC connected to our air tank. Now the next thing we're going to do is connect the regulator. The regulator has 4 different tubes on it, and each tube serves a different purpose. On the right-hand side, you have 2 of these. You have a shorter one and a longer one. This shorter one is what you're going to breathe out of. This is the regulator. You put this little mouthpiece in your mouth, and that's what you breathe out of. And then you have an extra one called an octo. And that is just for emergency purposes. Whenever you scuba dive, you're always with a buddy or with a group. And so if someone runs out of air, they're going to show you the signal, and you whip out your octo, and you both can share the air until you make it to the top. So we're going to put this together. As you can see right here, we've got a little screw, and then there's a cork that is protecting the filter on the inside. So we're just going to unscrew it and remove this cork. And you can see the filter right here. And this little open spot, that is where it's going to set on the air tank. So we're going to grab all 4 of these and bring it right over here. And on the air tank, it's got this plastic or rubber coating on it just to protect it, because it can be a little dangerous. So we're going to take that off and move it to the side. And then this part right here, the filter right here, there's a little hole, that's where the air comes out of. You're just going to match it up. You always want to remember the 4 sides, the regulators, they're always going to be on the right-hand side. So make sure it's all lined up correctly. And we're just going to attach it to the air tank. On the back side of the air tank, there's this little groove where you can screw it into. So that's what we're going to do with the regulator. Make sure it's good and tight, because you don't want it to be loose. All right, now we have the regulator, the BC, and the air tank all geared up together. So we're just going to connect all the tubes. All right, we're going to bring these both around and bring both of these around just so you can see them. And I will explain a little bit about what these guys do over here in just a minute. So first, the shorter one, we're just going to leave it right here. And then this longer one, we don't want it to get in the way, so we're going to strap it up. And I will show you guys what we do on the other side whenever we get back from commercial after we hook this up.
Are you tired of your fishing rod not holding up in moments when it counts? Never worry about that again. Introducing the new state-of-the-art Patriot Rod, the only rod you'll ever use again. The Patriot fishing rod is ultra-sensitive, lightweight yet durable and flexible. This rod has new titanium-infused technology, which sets it apart from every other rod. Plus, new Teflon-coated eyelets, which makes for a smooth cast and reel. Call today and receive your very own Patriot Rod.
All right, welcome back, guys. Whenever we left off, I left off with the regulators. This is what you breathe out of. So like I said, the shorter one is what you're going to breathe out of, and you don't do anything with that because it's going to be in your mouth the whole time. So we just set it right here in the middle. This other one, the octo, we went ahead and put it in this little strap so that it doesn't get out of the way. It's going to float around you if you don't hook it up. So we're going to go on the other side now. And this valve right here, this is what gets the air into your BC. And so you have to hook it up first to the air tank, and that's what this does. You can see right here that we've got this little metal piece, and that's what connects it. So we're going to take this and just push it in and connect the two pieces together and make sure they're good and tight and that it snaps because you don't want it to be loose at all. All right, now we have that. This right here has two different sides to it. This tells you how much air you have. And so we're going to find out in just a minute how much air we have. But on the other side, it's also got a computer. This tells you the temperature of the water, how deep you are in the water, and how long you've been scuba diving, which is very important to keep in calculation. And then the top right here is a compass, because whenever you're trying to find directions in the water, it all looks the same, and one leg is stronger than the other, so you'll end up swimming in a circle if you don't have a compass. But this also, just like the octo, will float around you if you don't hook it up. So right here on the BC valve, we have another connection right here. We're just going to take this and connect it together so that it doesn't float. All right, now we have all that. Okay, it's time to turn the air on, and I'm going to turn this around and show you guys. On the side right here is where you turn it on. You're always going to turn it your way, and so I'm going to go ahead, and you can hear the initial air go through all the tubes and fill everything up, and you just go all the way. And then once you're there, just for precautionary measures, you're going to take it and just turn it once the other way again. And that has to do with the pressure. You want to make sure that there's no pressure or too much pressure in the tubes, because that could eventually be dangerous. So now we have all the air, and what we're going to do next is check all four of these and make sure that the air is going through, that we don't have any holes, and that we're ready to go. Okay, so the first one is the most important one. It's the one that you breathe out of. So there's a button right here. You're just going to push it. You can hear the air. And then you want to go ahead and put it in your mouth and make sure you can breathe out of it. And you can, so you're good. Then we put that back. We're going to check the octo. And this one you just have to do the button. You can hear that. We're going to go on the other side and check our BC. On the BC, it's got two different buttons on it. The one right down here fills it up with air, and the one on top releases the air. So we're going to fill it up. I don't hear any air coming out, so we don't have any bubbles. All right, and then we're going to release it. And you can just press on it to release all the air. Now the last thing you need to do before you strap this on is check how much air you actually have in the tank. Right here it says that we have 2,000 psi. A full tank of air is only going to be 3,000 psi. And the rule of thumb is you don't go in the water with 1,500 or less. So we're at 2,000, so we're fine. We're good to go. All right. Now that we have it all together, you can just see right here. We're going to unstrap it. And then these right here, this is what you're going to put on your shoulders. Whenever you go scuba diving, this is just the basis. You have so many other different things that you have to strap on too, like a wetsuit, you have goggles and fins. All those go on first, and then you can put this on. But this is the main portion of what you're going to be breathing out of, and the most important. So after everything is on, then you strap this on. We've got little buckles on the side, right here and right here. You're going to strap it on, put it on, and then you're ready to go into the water. And whenever you're in the water, you also want to completely check your air. I said earlier that you can't go in the water with 1,500 or less, and so while you're scuba diving, you have to continuously check your air. If you have 750, it's about time to get out. And when it reaches 500, that's noted that it's at zero. You got to get out of the water. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us for Gearing Up for Adventure. Hopefully that gets you excited. See you guys.
I was like, wait. I didn't know what to do.
man, that was. Yeah, we're done. Food.